Nathan and Brendan O'Leary. This is Maude Flanders. I just want you to know that I am so thrilled that you have this great Maudecast, because I'm Maude, and I like it.
As you can see, I am recording. And the spin-off today, cold open today, is Boner's Sluggish Science Spectacular.
Exactly. Cold open 1 of 7.
Cold open.
And Todd and Rod would like it too.
The room is littered with half-empty snack bags, soda cans, and a precarious stack of dirty dishes. Boner Goodman, cue intro song. Boner Goodman, mid-40s, dishevelled, eternally lounging in recliner, flipping through channels. His kids, Silky Nutmeg, 12, inventive but sassy, and Robot Legs, mechanically inclined and sarcastic, age 10, stand in front of him with science flyer, fur flyers.
Dad, the science fair is tomorrow. We need help. Science fair? Is that the thing with the baking soda volcanoes? Done deal. Just grab some vinegar from the pantry, lad.
That's not how it works, Dad. We need actual projects.
And
Boner. Let's see. Next morning, Boner is helping by sitting on a stool, helping, in air quotes, sipping coffee while the kids brainstorm.
I'm just having a brainstorm. Alright, how about this? We slap some Mentos in a soda bottle. Boom. Instant geyser. Judges love drama. Geyser. We're doomed. Bum bum.
End scene. Later, the kids work on their project. Robot Legs builds a contraption from spare parts, while Silky Nutmeg creates a colourful poster called Why Rainbows Happen. Meanwhile, Too Many Legs, 8 years old, mischievous with far too many ideas, sneaks out with a backpack. Exterior, Professor McSmartypants' lab, same time. Too Many Legs knocks on the door. The eccentric professor answers, knock, knock, knock. Young inventor, back to raid my workshop.
Oh, it's a different kid. It's a science emergency. I need something big, like robot big. Too many log ladies.
And scene. School gym science fair day. The gym is filled with colourful booths and buzzing. Boner arrives with Silky Nutmeg and Robot Legs dragging a sad-looking volcano made of crumpled foil.
Prepare to be amazed. Be science.
Silky face palms as foam erupts prematurely, splattering a judge. I'm a judge. Is this part of the demonstration?
What? End of scene.
Too Many Legs is booth at the same time. Too Many of unveils a towering robot complete with spinning arms and glowing lights.
Behold, the Too Many Bot 3000, built with a little help from our friend. Wink wink.
Professor Smartypants waves from the crowd. Later, head scene. Award ceremonies later. Despite Boner's volcano disaster, the judges are blown away by Too Many Bot 3000 and the kids win first prize.
Dad, you're lucky we're smart enough to compensate for your laziness, and also there's 20 of us, so one of us the percentages were in our favour. It's called delegation, kiddo. Which mum's your mum? A true leader's secret weapon.
Cue laughter and applause. Boner accidentally knocks over a science project on the way out.
Science is messy. Wow.
Maude, it's a Maude Good cast, season whatever. Maude Flanders, unapologetic whole. Spied on with a W. Spied on ice cream binges by the Lord's control. Knitting wind chimes with a tray in hand. With sass and flourish, she took her stand. Guinea pig tuppence is dressed to impress. With tea parties, rock concerts, and chaotic finesse. She's the queen of the BBQ with cider inside. But beware B. Arthur and her late night fights. A tattooed leg with the ghostly delight. Volunteer vaccine giver, a moral knight with a care. Modeled in Jehoshaphat, her secrets untold. Facing BA's sass with a spirit so bold. Shot by a t-shirt cannon in a vampire fray. I don't remember that happening. Unflavored ice milk is her drink of the day. Flaming eyes with a righteous might. A wind chime legend and a Springfield sight. Midwife by Homer, mum is ooky spooky. Fearless and chaos, quirky and kooky. Pocket bed dreams with apple pies to start. Maude Flanders, forever in her heart. It's the Maude Flanders internet. La 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 la.
Who would have ever believed it? That we're still not finished.
Who would have thought it?
We have sufficiently wrung out this Maude rag and there's still a few drops to come.
Oh, there's a lot more drops to come. Anyway, enough of that. Driving along in our worn station wagon after having that nap last time. I hope this episode's not a dream as well. It's just me, you, Nathan, Mr. Sweetman. Yeah, I'm here. And Anton Ouija Bag in his wizard form as a bag. Yeah, I'm here as well. The windows are all fogged up and the car is creaking as it speeds down the rural road, and I am gripping the steering wheel and glancing nervously. Oh, we're almost there. Springfield Township? Bongo Township? That doesn't seem right. It's got to be just up ahead.
I don't know, this place isn't exactly on any map, man.
It's foggy, just foggy. In the fog. In the fog, you'll find what you seek, but remember, time is fragile, so be swift or be lost. Yeah, thanks, Anton. We are well aware we are already lost. Oh, the map fallen out of the glove compartment.
A Bongo Township? Oh, this map's older than Mr. Sweetman's hairline, which is made of those like square licorice all sorts.
That's right, it is. But what was that? Is it time for a snack? Focus, guys. We have to stop Maude from marrying Ned Flanders, and we have to find her child at home before she says, I do. And right, and if we don't...
Glad you clarified which Ned.
Right, if we don't stop her, though, who will? After all, it's all about the journey, not the destination. Oh, look, there's the sign. Welcome to Bongo Township.
Thanks, Sweetman. The road's up ahead. I think that's it, as we've just established.
Squeak, this doesn't feel right. This place, it feels cursed. Oh,
Bit of a whinger.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Anton's bag begins to glow and the radio in the car crackles to life, playing an eerie song that sounds like a combination of wind chimes and distant church bells. Beware, the past never forgets. Time to buckle up, boys. We're in for a bumpy ride. Good morning and have cow.
Indeed. Welcome.
Good morning.
Oh, my phone's going off. Oh, there's a message here from Jacques to the group chat philosophical playdate that we're in for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Insert Derrida theme.
Catch Derrida, riding a hamster, slipping between the blades of grass. Tiny Derrida, deconstructing everything, coming to you to tell you what's what.
So, what happens when Crimbles, the clown museum guy, uses 90s toys as his cinema? The Beanie Babies are haunted, Millennium Bear. The Tamagotchis whisper existential threats. Tinky Winky's bag, a void that contains everything. Cinema plus psychoanalysis equals the science of ghosts. Oh look, there's a little giant doggy spying from the trees. Hello, giant doggy. And then I don't know if this is me, but I'm cursed by a jack-in-the-box and stuck decoding this madness while Crimbles summons demons with funhouse props. Ghosts are real. I should know, I bloody started as one. And they're made of nostalgia. This doggy will be my new friend. I will let him in from the window. Come in, doggy, woof woof. Hail like a...
All hail coo-poo rats. Imperialism.
Imperialism.
Ratty hand ratty. Oh, we've arrived at a little craft shop. It says Giovanna Hubla. Giovanna Hubla. That name sounds familiar. Anyway, let's have a look. There's a faint smell of wood and paint wafting through the air. This is Giovanna's place. I'm sure Giovanna Hubla must know something about Maude.
Yeah, I thought it was Giovanna. I'm not so sure about this though. You said she was Maude's childhood best friend, right? But I think we're in the wrong place. But she's anything like the rest of this town. I'm not expecting much.
Oof. All I know is it's a craft shop and I'm not here for bloody pottery. Oh, look, there she is, standing behind the counter. Her dishevelled hair and weary eyes give away a troubled past. There's something slightly off about her demeanour.
Oh, you're the ones looking for Maude, aren't you? Well, you're too late.
Actually, we're trying to stop her wedding to Ned Flanders. We need information. You were Maude's best friend, right? She grew up here, right?
Yeah, we were best friends 124 ago, until I had better things to do than watch TV with her. But now she's off marrying that man.
But surely you can tell us something that might help. Where'd Maude have gone as a kid? Any places she used to hang out that we don't know about already?
Places don't matter. People don't change. Maude's the same. You think you can stop it? You can't. Not now. Not after everything. I sound like Derrida. You know, I tried to help her once, but people never appreciate that, do they? Especially when they're too busy with their, quotes, perfect lives, and, quotes, to see what's really going on.
Hey, we just need a lead. We're not here to argue with you about the past. We're just trying to stop a bloody wedding. Do you want her to marry Ned?
Who cares? You're horrific in appearance, by the way. It's just one more mistake, one thing just to ruin, like everything else in this town.
My goodness. Well, look, we're trying to help. If you've got anything at all that could point us in the right direction, it's really important for Maude's future.
What makes you think I'm gonna help? I've had enough of Maude and all her perfect little plans. I've been to places you wouldn't understand. But hey, I'm just the crazy one now, right? You want to know where Maude would go? Try the old bicycle track. I got a change of heart. That's where we used to go when we were kids. But I doubt it'll do you any good. Everything's changed. Just like me. Even though I've just said people got changed.
She turns away, turning her attention back to the very strange Maude-shaped wooden figure she's carving. Well, that was a waste of time.
She's got issues, man, and I don't just mean issues of What Car magazine.
Sponsors! Let's stop. Let's just hang out in this folk shop.
For 22 minutes.
And let's have a listen. First sponsor.
This is a war for energy, a war for freedom, and we're winning. They're winning, they're winning, they're winning, they're winning. Wind Power United, we're not just a name, we're a warning to the shadow giants, to the empire builders, to the ones who think they own the future.
2 and 1, that's their number, their blood and money, their stranglehold on the world. But we've got something they don't, the truth, and we're not afraid to use it.
They hide behind offshore shells, they rebrand, they lie. But we see them, we know who they are, and we're coming for them.
You know who we're talking about, the ones who don't need a name because their stench is everywhere. The ones who've turned energy into a weapon, the ones who built their empire on the bones of independence.
Wind Power United doesn't play games. We don't compromise, we don't back down. We're the storm that's coming to wipe their lies off the map.
They think they're untouchable, they think they've won, but they haven't met us. We're the hurricane, the tornado, the force of nature they can't control. We're not here to save the planet, we're here to burn it down and rebuild it. To tear their empire apart piece by piece, to make sure they never forget who's in charge.
Stay awake, stay angry, and when the storm hits, you'll know who's fighting for you.
That was brought to you by Wind Power United. Gave you 10% off new wind turbines. A strangely aggressive approach to renewable energy.
Beautiful. I was just thinking about how this is the most extended part of the Maudecast. Now, what used to be one of us saying vivacious now takes 25 minutes. Here's my first sponsor.
And that's the truth.
Exactly. It's one of our friends.
Wellington, where you from? How's it going? I know you got a clue what Liphold's doing. You can play brand new to all the other salt circle alum out here, but I know what you are beefy. Look at you getting more than just a pub lunch, baby. You got all the lunches at 1 o'clock. Casting like a good one, but I call them like I see them. I know what you are. Wellington, beef Wellington, woo Wellington, your beef Wellington, oh Wellington, oh your beef Wellington, baby, you are Wellington, beef Wellington.
Keith Wellington as performed by either Wet Leg or the Ting Tings.
Exactly. I love legitimate theatre.
Precisely.
Brilliant. Sponsor.
Hey there, quiz fans. It's your boy Tim the Tame Tortoise. Yeah, that's right. The slowest, chillest quiz master in the game. I'm not here to rush you. I'm not here to stress you out. I'm just here to remind you that quizzes are supposed to be. Now I know some folks out there are all about the quiz Olympian, big names, big pressure, big yawn. But let's be real, quizzes aren't about how fast you can buzz in or how many trophies you can stack. They're about the vibes, the laughs, the random facts that make you go, huh, neat. And hey, let's talk about the ladies for a sec. The vixen, smartest lass in Boatin', X Factor, celebrity third place champion, absolute legend. She's out here proving that quizzes aren't just a boys club. Women are crushing it in the trivia world, and it's about time we gave them the spotlight they deserve. But here's the thing, you don't have to be a champion to love quizzes. You don't have to be the fastest, the loudest, or the most competitive. You just have to show up, grab a drink, and enjoy the ride. That's the Tim the Tame Tortoise way. So whether you're a trivia type or just here for the vibes, come hang with me. No pressure, no stress, just good questions, good company, and maybe a nap halfway through.
Beautiful. Tim the Tame Tortoise, so a new quiz master.
Phenomenal. Women are smashing the trivia world.
They certainly are. And we don't need a tortoise to tell us that.
No, and my second sponsor is simply Queen Vic from the Pete and Baz Northern Boys production. Big Bird, Sesame, Big Minge Energy. And then if you'd like to...
Welcome to episode 3. I am your special guest host, all the way from Salty City, in utero serendipity. Pancho Broccoli, Pancho is my emoji. Minjunjo, Pancho is my satchel. Ne emoji is satchel. For episode 3, instead of whatever they did in Squid Game, possibly tug of war, I can't remember, and I'll be damned if I'm going to check now. Anyway, instead of ever playing bombardment, of my more questions, now the anti-sponsors must gather into 18s of 8. Now they've had 5 days of trauma bonding. We allow them to choose their own groups, but we have warned them against making any kind of heartwarming relationships or friendships with any of the other anti-sponsors. It's now time to play. I'm gonna buy you a question from the Volga of St. Jerome. Happy Squid Games, everyone. It has come to our attention that there is an odd number of competitors. So one of you will be chosen at random to be escorted to a lavish spa day whilst everyone else fights for their proverbial, but also literal lives. Brandon O'Leary, please choose a number between 1 and 101. House?
86.
Interesting. Keep playing.
Wonderful. Now do what you like with that number, because the immune anti-sponsor is number 89. Ashley Fink from Glee, unless you also by some wild coincidence chose number 89. Now let's continue. Enjoy your spa day. Thinking. What unusual ingredient did God use to create man in Genesis 2:7? Was it a lettuce leaf, B, dust from floor, C, blood of an ox, D, a Google Pixel 8 Pro? Who tried to ride a talking donkey in Numbers 22, 28? Was it a Balaam, B, Jesus, C's curse stand? What did Jal use to kill Sisera in Judges 4:21? Was it a tent peg, an icicle shiv, a ram's horn. Yo mother, what did Samson use to kill 1,000 Philistines in Judges 15:15? On the tooth of a goat, the spine of a camel, the jaw of a donkey, the minge bell of a Maudeyness. What happened to Eutychus in Acts 3:9 when Paul preached too long? He fell off a baby, he fell from a window seat, he fell down a well deep, he fell from the back of a NASCAR race. Track after being humbled with t-shirts, indirectly fly out in front of t-shirts. Cannonball was goaded by his friendly neighbor, Jesus. Congratulations, Team 1 and 2. You have completed Chalmers Uzi challenge. Go wait in that little bus stop smoking. Share until we tally your points. And whilst we do that, let's bring out Teams 3 and 4. What animals save Palomar's life in Numbers 22:33? NLP, APH, XII, donkey, the truth fraud. Into Kings 2:24, what animals mourn 42 children who mocked Elisha? 2 lions, me 2 mercy, 2 crocodiles, Deuteronomies. It's good night from me, and it's good night from her. What bird fed Elijah in 1 Kings 17:6? A raven, beetle, sea sparrow, D, a blue titties hatch tied to the bottom. What were the Israelites forbidden to boil a young goat in? According to Exodus 23:19, water from the holy well be. It's Mammy's Milsey, Ashen, Yesty, Pappy Boy, and Woofy Boys, quadruple sock, Doa, Peri, Herb, sauce to melt. What did Ezekiel have to eat in Ezekiel 3:1? Hey, Pappy, dear, be 40 pebbles, see you scrolling, not your steps now. That's cucumbers with thesis, that's your lot. Teams 3 and 4, cram up into that smoky shelter with everyone else, and we shall announce the results. Henceforth, this is a twofer, by the way. Now let's check that scoreboard. Round 1, question 1 was answered successfully by Team 2's 124 girl. And she rolled her eyes so darn hard when she answered. Team 1 got the answer wrong. Thick fucks, just kidding. We don't bully here at the anti-sponsor race, we simply execute. Question 2 was answered successfully by Team 2's Rectory from the mysterious BD Productions, and it was answered incorrectly once again by Team 1. Question 3 was answered successfully by both teams, thanks to Team 1's Tom DeLong and Team 2's Claude Coleman Jr.'s Lady Bus. Question 4 was answered successfully by Team 1's Jay Monet, who correctly assumed examples, talking out his voice when he wanted to choose option D, the comedy option. Team 2 got this one dead wrong. Question 5 was answered correctly by Team Alex Stone, keeping them in the game, and Team 2 get it wrong, resulting in a tie. To answer the tiebreaker question, Team 1 select temporary member Ashley to take on Team 2's 124 girl. The question is, who was the first murderer mentioned in the Bible in Genesis 4:8? 124 buzzed in and said, that snake from that tree, whilst Ashley successfully said Cain. 124 and her entire team roll their eyes as they are eliminated from the competition. Now let's take a crack at round 2. Question 1 was answered successfully by Team 3's old dirty bastard, knowledge expert, and Team 4's dirty old bitch, aka wife of Brubeck. Question 2 was answered successfully by Team 4's Robbie Williams, believe it or not, whilst Team 3 dropped the blood ball on this one. Question 3 was answered successfully by Team 3's Alita Swart and Team 4's Francis Potter. They both got fresh as fuck today. Question 4 was answered successfully again by Team 4. Brubeck wife and incorrectly by Team 3. Question 5 was answered successfully by Team 4. Sports blank, chicka chicka. Team 3 have to get this right to stay in the game. Will they? Find out next week. Just kidding, they got it wrong. They're out. Team 4 absolutely wrong. It's home with that one. The Brubeck wife has to surely be given. Head man of the match. Open your room if you Everybody back to the swing game, area game over for the day thinking. Have a cracking nap at the spa with the sunshine and Maudeventure. Have a fun night, goodbye.
You nail it, I'll be Twally from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Player Seraph and Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. Player 10, David Growls from the Scottish Symphony Orchestra. SSO. Player 13, oh, Dirty Bastard from the 90s. Player 17, Halen Loveroad, also arguably from the 90s. Bitch. Player 20, Ali Swart from Vanilla. Player 26, 124 Girl from Rolling Her Eyes, once on TV in 2009. I'm Akip Dantley. Player 28, Giselle Bono from Cheers Who's Bell. Player 31, Michael Zarisky from Boss Pops. Player 35, Leomi from Real Squid Games. Player 39, Cloud Golden Manchester from Wing. Player 40, 30 Pile, Simon from Miss Robinson, not the cordial. Player 46, Restory from the Era on SPD Productions. Player 50, Dark Moral Lepin, D12 Games. Player 54, Kevin Maché off of P. And player 59, D Ween from D. I mean Ween.
Our old fucking outlet, you're out of there. See you next week when the remaining anti-sponsors will bomber. Also, I guess based on the player elimination numbers that they didn't actually choose their own teams. And it was more split into the first and second half of the players based on their player number. Is it my fault? Yes, will I apologies? Will I fuck loud? You're out of there.
Goodbye, Dean Reen. Rest in pieces.
Precisely, bitch.
Become a magazine show in many ways.
Precisely.
But anyway, now we'll go to the bike stadium later. But why don't we just call into the Tinker Heart photo studio here at the Bongo Mall. I think this should be her cousins, but they're not called the Tinker Hearts. I don't think they're called something else. But anyway, is this the right place? The Tinker Heart photo studio?
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're expecting here, but if anybody knows where Maude is, it's got to be her cousins, hasn't it? Cousins.
Her cousins? Cousins? I'm not sure I trust any of these people. Have you seen the state of this mall? It's a graveyard for all business ideas. Do not underestimate them. They may hold a key, or maybe another obstacle. Proceed with caution. They enter the photo studio. The door swings open. It is cluttered with old photos. Behind the counter stands Barney Tinkerheart, with a friendly smile completely at odds with the shadow of sadness lurking in his eyes. Madge Tinkerheart stands nearby, staring at them, her glass eye glinting unnervingly under the fluorescent lights. And Tobin Tinkerheart, the third cousin, looms, his posture tense, excluding a coldness that cut through the air. Well, visitors, welcome to the Tinker. That's the best place in Springfield for all your photo needs. What can I do for you fine folks? We're looking for Maude Flanders. You're her cousins, right? Her cousins. We need to find her fast. Maude, always the perfect one. Always the one who gets everything handed to her. There's a very distinctly bitter feeling of this entire episode.
Just flicked lint at me. We don't have time for games. We need to know where Maude is. She's about to marry Ned Flanders, and we need to stop that from happening.
Oh, Maude, you know she's been so busy with all the wedding plans and whatnot. She's around here somewhere, I'm sure. Of course she is. She's always somewhere and never where we need her to be, just like everything else in this miserable town. They lie. They know more than they're letting on, and I should know I'm a wizard. You think you can just waltz in here and demand answers? You think you know better than Maude? Better call Maude. She's too good for the likes of you, but not good enough for the likes of me. Give me this t-shirt cannon. Stand there and get down. I'm going to fire this t-shirt cannon right at your face. Pew, pew, pew. Stop it, that's enough. End this nonsense. What is it with everyone in this town? First Janice, now you. Nobody's helping it. I'm tired of it.
Calm down, everyone. This isn't the way. I just...
You think you can change...
Sorry, I took your line. Sorry.
Calm down, everyone. This isn't the way we just...
We already said that. You really think you can change things? Maude's decision is final. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
They are not telling us everything. You must be prepared for what comes next. We can't stop now. We need to find Maude, and we'll do whatever it takes to stop that wedding.
If it means going through all of you, then so be it. We don't care. We're not leaving without answers in this bitter bongo.
You'll regret this.
Tense.
Unnecessarily tense, some would add. Anyway, why don't you give me a number between 1 and 300?
86. I'll use your number.
Or 89. Let's do both of them. Let's do 86 and 89 for Tweezy.
Enjoy your spa day, Finky.
Does Maude believe in magic?
In the sense of stage magic, yes. In the stage of wizard magic, no. I
Oh,
would say that she will allow herself the humour of wondering how a magician did such a trick and that it couldn't possibly be not magic. But I think if a wizard moved into the street in the form of a bag, she wouldn't believe that person was really a wizard. Or you'd think if she saw like a trio of witches, for example, and it wasn't a treehouse of horror, she wouldn't give them any gingerbread men. She would simply laugh at them and think, oh, look at those wacky ladies doing the witch group. She'd see it as like a book club.
witch
But I
group.
think she would probably enjoy whichever one the little one is out of Penn and Teller. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Teller, isn't it? I
Could
think
be.
she'd like him a lot. She'd like his quiet charms, silly little face.
Isn't he one of the dads from Big Bang Theory?
Is he? I didn't think he was allowed to talk.
Apparently he is. Number 90, while we're here, Maude and Nell, alternate timelines.
Oh yes, I remember what that is. That's Homer was wearing a t-shirt when Ned in the first Leftorium episode, when Ned had to sell all of his possessions, and Homer bought everything. Either Homer or Bart is wearing a t-shirt that says Maude loves Nell,
Yeah.
and he speculated whether that was somebody else. It's also possible that it could be a celebrity or a famous, like a J. Vernon Pentecost style character.
Yes.
Nell Pentecost, his son.
Indeed. Indeed. So do you think there are any what are they called?
Are you asking me are there any wizards? If so, I don't
No.
think there are.
I'm asking you if there's any other like alternate Ned and Maudes that you would like to hear more from.
Oh, I would like to see the Devil Ned and the Devil Maude have a little story. That would be fun. They were
Indeed.
never. The idea was used on both of them, but never at the same time, so they didn't get to cause. And that's definitively a Bongo story as well.
Oh, easily.
And I think a sort of like a scrubber Ned and Maude would be fun to see as well.
Oh yeah.
Like unabashedly like disgusting in their hygiene and attitudes, etc.
Like the twits.
Exactly, just like the twats. It could have gone either way with next story. They could have made them how they did, which is morally better than The Simpsons, and that brings the comedy, I guess. But they could have they could have gone the other way and made it them way worse than The Simpsons.
They'd have had Cletus, right? So you know, and next door they would have had Boner.
Exactly, Brandine could be the Maude.
In many ways.
Precisely.
Anyway, that's what you think. That's good. That's enough. So we've just arrived now, trying to chase down Maude. We arrived at a farm. It says the farm of the Batu family, starring Umbara. Hey, farms can indeed star people. We've arrived and the land's vast. It's dotted with crops and a small wellness studio and a large cow with a sign Ermintrude grazes nearby. Faint sound of wind chimes fills the air. Look, this is right, Umbara's place. This is where Maude, I guess Bongo Maude, at least spent a lot of time growing up. Maybe she knows something.
Yeah, but didn't you hear? Umbara's kind of, out there. She's batshit. Doesn't exactly seem like she'll give us a straight answer. She's 3 teeth short of a cannon.
A wellness studio on a farm, perfect. What are we supposed to get out of this? Some Zen wisdom or maybe a cow's opinion? Patience, sweet man. She is a puzzle. Not all puzzles are meant to be straightforward. Anyway.
Remember that time we travelled with like 18 people and they were all just on board with it and really just complacent. Now we've got one sweet man who won't shut the fuck up.
And a very clever bag.
Yes.
Walking towards the studio, look, there's Umbara dressed. She's got a loose, flowing clothes. She's sitting cross-legged in the room, and Ermintrude, the cow, is lying down beside her, appearing at calm and at ease.
Ah, visitors, welcome. I see you have come seeking answers. But do you truly know what you are looking for?
I thought you used to be a Brummie. Anyway, we're looking for Maude Flanders. We need to find her now.
Maude? Yes, I remember her. A dear girl, I am a Brummie.
Oh, yes.
Just kidding, kind of. A bit cockney as well, though. But you know, time and spice can be very elusive. People change. Things shift. The truth is never as simple as it seems. The truth is never as simple as it seems. What? We understand. We just need your help. Can you point us in the right direction?
Do you ever say anything without a riddle attached to it? We don't need some cosmic nonsense, we need facts. Stop playing games, Embara. We seek clarity, not confusion. Where is Maude?
Oh, I'm up. I'm going to go and stroke me cow. Maude was here, yes, in another time. She spent many afternoons in my wellness classes. Her spirit was calm, but something changed. You must understand, not all paths are clear. Sometimes the path to a person is a matter of finding yourself first.
What does that even mean, Embara? We're trying to stop her from marrying Ned Flanders. She's making a huge mistake. We need to find her before it's too late.
Marriage, such a delicate thing. Do you know, every choice leads to a new reality. Perhaps Maude's path is already set, and no matter what you do, she will. I am a Bromie. She will walk it. We just need to know where she is, please.
Ooh.
Even Ermintrude has something to say. Listen closely, and you may just find the path ahead.
All right, we're getting nowhere here. So, can you give the good people some context for this content?
I believe I can. This is a roundup, a scoop up of the bongos that I missed somehow. Quite a few of them simply because I stopped reading the bongo. The first one's a bit. I don't know if we covered this in a. I went back to the one where we looked at this parody. We didn't cover it, but I feel like we did at some point. So it's a possible one we've done before. But a lot of it is just things where she was mentioned or things that I saw at a later time or missed.
All right, so we've got the Alan Moore from Hell style bongo, which is super cool, and we've got a very fresh-faced looking Homer Simpson who's saying, "Anywho, if we're going to catch the Ripper, we must anticipate his next move." And he's got kind of the crazy, kind of things all over the wall, his map, and he's drawn out and stuff. And you can have marked each of the 4 murders on the map, some strange kind of shape, which leads me to believe that the Ripper's next murder will take place in. And just in the back, you can see Luann, Edna, and a sleeping Maude. Sleeping meaning dead.
Sleeping forever.
And then we hear Miller's Court, White Spring, is the scene of the next apparent murder, and we see Marge talking to somebody. Margie, listen. Maude and Luann are both dead. You are in great danger. Stay away from the Thames. What? She says.
I'm going to base on the silhouette that is also Homer.
I think so. Yeah.
As that is what happens which is fun because when we initially did this, I had not read From Hell, and then it was recommended to me by a
me one.
Yes, I went ahead and got it and read it, and now I can come back to this with some kind of context. So in the thing, he sends her away, doesn't he? Because he's worried that she's going to get all bashed, essentially.
Yeah,
like the rest of them. I do, because I went back to see if we'd looked at this. I do remember me specifically saying that, because they mention that Maude has died, they don't show it, whereas you see Luann like splashed out on the floor and stuff, and possibly I can't remember who else. But I said that it was a nice change that this time they spurred us Maude's death, and we saw everybody else's. But then this picture showed up, which is a picture of a corpse, so not as much. But I like it. You can also kind of, I don't know who the middle one is in the first panel. Probably still supposed to be Edna based on the placements, but I like you also get a Lurleen in number 1, which she also just kind of looks like Maude. Sad. It looks like she's doing that thing where you like relax on a beach, which is nice. She doesn't look. It looks like she's got her arm up behind her head, so she doesn't look like she's been too brutally murdered.
Oh, I just realised she's in both of them, right? Yeah,
indeed.
As you said,
she is.
That's a threefer. You get a Maude mention in each of the 3 panels.
Yes, that's why they're in here. That's the whole deal of this entire podcast, except for the first 30 to 40 minutes and the last 20 to 30. I don't know what made me miss these the first time around. Maybe just sheer excitement for the other stuff.
Sheer excitement, yeah.
But this is a nice little roundup, and it makes what I said in the past irrelevant. You do get to see a sad dead Maude. And also for all of our bongo bashing, this is the least funny thing we've ever looked at, but it's not one of the only times they get away with it because it's not supposed to be. Like, there's not a single thing in any of this that's a pun or a joke or a play on words or anything.
It's just grim.
It's a genuine horror story.
And it's
which I
such a
like.
perfect fit for this episode in which nothing amusing has happened, just a lot of bitterness.
A lot of shouting and anger from the people we've met and the people we're with.
Abatul from Hell.
That's my favourite Bongo ever. I will bring
That
that
one,
up
the
with.
From Hell, yeah. I mean, the art itself is pretty spectacular. But that brings us on to a two-parter, Bongo Too Late from issue 31, Radioactive Homer Costume Party Extravaganza. I'm going to have to zoom in because there's so much richness going on in this picture. It's a masquerade ball. I still can't believe how you taught me into wearing this costume. I feel so naked, which is Homer wearing a radioactive man costume. And did you say at some point the joke was going to be that Homer was Radioactive Man? Oh no, he was going to be Krusty. Was there ever a bit where he was going to be Radioactive Man as part of his job?
I don't think so, and I also don't think they've ever done it, which is weird. Like they did the Milhouse Fallout Boy thing, but Homer as Radioactive Man seems very obvious for early Simpsons, and yeah, no, he was very much the kind of just established superhero of that world. There was no real connection between the adults and Radioactive Man. He was just sort of the kids' Batman.
So we got a really cool kind of fly type character, and Jasper's a hippie. Margie's, I'm guessing, some sort of Radioactive Man spin-off. We got who is this dressed as Fred Flintstone?
Hibbert.
That is Hibbert, but that's not Bernice with him, is it? It's hard to tell because she's got a wig on, right?
I believe it is.
And what's going on up here? Is this Smithers?
Smithers and I believe Mindy Simmons have both come dressed as Marilyn Monroe.
Ah, that's why Smithers is unhappy, right? Comic book guy is dressed as some other kind of superhero. Ned is dressed as Frankenstein, and the person next to Ned is dressed as the bride of Frankenstein. And Marge is saying to Homer, "Hey, homie, it's more romantic to go to a costume party as a couple. Don't you feel romantic?" I'm not sure why Homer feels naked. It makes no sense. He wouldn't even mind being naked. I tell you who is almost naked. Clancy Wiggum.
You've Clancy Wiggum in a loincloth.
And Sarah in a leopard skin.
This is one of those pictures that there's a lot of great people in it. I'll do a song listing all the people in the costumes.
Ramped up left the butter rod winding down like a snake. Mindy Simmons as Marilyn Monroe, Waylon Smithers also as Marilyn Monroe, cancelled Indian man Apu as uncancelled Mexican Bumblebee Man, the Larry Davis Experience comic book guy as, let's say, Love Man Princess Kashmir as a flapper girl. I beg your pardon, Abe as a hippie Hawaiian style. Mulman, yes please, I'll take 3. Julius and Bernice as Fred and Wilma off of Flintstones, the human fly as himself. Jasper is also a hippie, Nettie as the monster of the Frankenstein Man. Marty Speculation as Mrs. Frankenstein Man. Dr. Nick Riviera as a big pack of menthol biffs. Ottoman as Binky or Bongo, I can't remember, no you check. Homie and Marge as Radioactive Man, and let's say Radioactive Woman Quimby's goons as potentially Clinton. Smithers again. I hope someone got fired, blundered, etc. as a pirate. Some Quimbet slappers. I beg your pardon, you heard me as cheerleaders. The Quimster, aka Joe Diamond as Captain Pelvis Toilet Burger. The Wickams as the Caveman Ceases. Skinner and Dedna, aka Skidna as Catwoman and Volcan cracking arse Mrs. K. The Lovejoys as Luke and Leia Gross. Lizzie Over as Cleopatra. Sideshow Mel as a comedy arrow through the head man. Lenny and Carl as Itchy and Yo Mom, Scratchy bonus second panel. Costumes include cameraman as Clark Kent, the Spuckers as Popeye and Olive Oil, and Johnny Frink as Dr. Stevie Strange, or as he goes by on the street, you mama.
The Fly guy, he just always looks like that as well. He's kind of like a Bumblebee Man-esque character.
Oh, right, okay.
Apu is dressed as the Bumblebee Man, which is nice. Kashmir's on there. It's one of those, the more you look at it in regards to Maud Flanders, the more confusing it gets. Because the woman next to Ned looks very much like Helen Lovejoy.
Yes.
Or Nagel a little bit, but then if you scroll down, you get Helen Lovejoy dressed as Leia. And then it only adds, the next panel only adds more confusion. because she has changed costume and she is now seemingly like matching Hibbert's like Flintstone-y sort of like
Like a Mad
prehistoric
Max
things.
kind of thing almost, right? Assuming
Yeah,
that's
like
still Maude.
well, that's all I could think, but it just doesn't. One of those two women has to be Maude, and if so, who the heck is the other woman? Is my
Yeah.
question.
This one next to Ned, you're guessing is likely to be Maude, but it could easily just be that he's having a chat with some unknown person from Springfield. It's Wildlaw.
Yes,
It's not
it's a themed
un-Maude.
costume set.
Yes,
Is
it's not
more
un-Maude. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
he would have had to bumped into somebody else who's come in a matching costume set, and also there's the woman on the left near Quimby with the Q on her
Yeah,
top shelf. You could pass that off as a Maude if you really wanted to.
I'm not
In the
going
same
to.
way that if that was the Maude he stood with Ned, you'd still kind of be like, oh, that's supposed to be Maude. In the way that this Bride of Frankenstein is probably supposed to be Maude.
Yeah, they've not done a good job of making it very Maude, but it's a really good costume design.
It is a good, and also I'm guessing the under eye line is costume themed and not supposed to just be on Maude, like where her eyes cold.
Oh yeah,
She is wearing green lipstick, so they've gone to some detail on her face to make her look more Frankenstein-y.
yeah.
And if you took that line out, it would just be Maude.
Yeah, for sure.
But then, yeah, you go to the next panel and she's like a prehistoric cave woman.
But this is a Maude cast, so I don't want to go too far into it, but I do want to just point out some of the other awesome characters. Isn't Smithers there again? Who's this dressed in as a pirate?
That's also Smithers. I did just think that, then I immediately forgot about it. I don't know what that's about either.
And
It's
who are the
hard to
guys?
understand in animation more to put two characters in the same scene because it moves and you only see it for like a brief second, but this is on paper.
You do go back though. So,
True.
and you do have to draw it multiple times. But and then you've got Otto, I guess, dressed as the one of the characters from Life in Hell, one of Groening's characters, which is cool.
Do you remember his name?
Binky.
His name is Bongo.
It's his name, Bongo. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You got Skinner as Spock, and who's Catwoman? Is that Edna?
Yeah, in the same way that has to be Maude, I'm pretty sure that has to be Edna because it times for Skinner and Edna.
Very fun, Itchy and Scratchy by Lenny and Carl. Cleopatra.
Yeah, Hoover Cleopatra. The Itchy and Scratchy is probably the best costume set in there.
I think so. Quimby as Elvis, and Leia and Luke Skywalker in the form of the Lovejoys.
Exactly. So again, adding for that to be in the Maude of the panel, every other woman is basically accounted for.
Oh yeah, who are these people at the top doing the comparing the Larry Davis experience? Are they? Is that a reference, right?
Yeah, they were. Oh, Apu is dressed as a Bumblebee Man as well, and
That's
Mole
right.
Man is in a Hawaiian garb.
That's fun. Yeah,
I believe they were at the prom. I believe they're the prom band from Homer and Marge's prom, so they're just sort of occasionally thrown out there. It could also be from the Borrow a Feeling scene.
Oh, yeah, they're the same ones. And the whole thing is apparently a annual Springfield city government budget shortfall fundraiser. And this year's gimmick is a masquerade ball. Is this part of a story or is it more like a one-off?
Yeah, it goes into a story, but I once again, she might be in this. I just sort of scroll through them, and if we don't see her, then we don't see any more information.
Yeah.
So all I know is it's not one where they turn into their costumes.
Well, more or less, the next panel is where Homer is now flying across the floor for some reason. It's not clear why. Is there panels in between?
Yes, I'm almost certain there is.
That would explain. But anyway, he's flying across. Wow, an impromptu physics demonstration. Observe the electrical charge actually propels him across the room towards the cinder block. Dear God, it's going to be messy. It says Frink, dressed as, I guess, Doctor Strange.
I think so, yeah.
We've got Cletus, who's doing a very convincing Popeye, which would make...
Or Jonah, if you like.
Or who?
Or Jonah, if you like.
If you like. Clark Kent style kind of thing. And yeah, as you say, Maude is now dressed in, I guess, is a kind of Mad Max half kind of apocalyptic future past kind of thing going on.
Yeah, and maybe there was a costume change for... like within them making this, maybe they had Ned and Maude as like Mad Max at first, and then they changed their mind, and then they forgot that they changed their mind. Or she had a costume. Out of everybody in that room, she could have a costume underneath her costume logistically.
Definitely could, but why would she?
Wigan probably couldn't.
No, not unless it was just a little fig leaf, and Adam and Eve.
Precisely.
So anyway, he's flying across the room. Who's that masked man? Maude's not saying anything. She's just looking straight up at him. But I got to say that Bride of Frankenstein is a very cool mod. It would be probably vying for the top 10 should it not have already missed the top 10. But
Indeed. I'm going to hazard a guess that the title of, considering the title of that bongo we just looked at was Radioactive Homer, that the thing we just talked about is probably what happens, that he probably gets a job as Radioactive Man in some form of way.
Could be, or just some other convoluted way to get radioactivity in, because it does seem like the power plant is an easy go-to for their a lot of the things.
Yes, a long, drawn-out and sad story about Homer's deal with radioaction poisoning.
No chance. Anyway, we go on to something a little bit more light. We got Ned Flanders leaning against his mantelpiece over the fire, and we got a nice little family photo. Not sure if this is around the era when Maude was still around or had just gone. But hi, dilly ho, neighborinos. Welcome to the first installment of my brand spanking new cable access TV show. That's what people used to do before they had podcasts, where we visit the historic locales of good old Springfield. Bless this mess. You know, it wasn't long after our town was discovered by Jebediah Springfield, old heathen that he was, that the first church was built using logs, mud, and the natives' teepees. Very clever.
Precisely. Another one that we have looked at before, but not this panel. There's one where she's sort of shaking her hand and saying "Have a good day," and it looks like she's playing a tambourine and singing. That's from this particular one. I just didn't see this picture.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I came round to finding this picture either. But it's a very ducky Maude in the photograph.
Oh yeah, very ducky.
So she is still around though.
Both of her children very, very ducky as well. It's a very ducky family, and of course Ned's mustache is hiding the level of his duckiness.
It is. It's always hiding that. It's interesting that Bongo never really Bongo sort of killed off Maude and had Ned as a solo character before the show did. Because there's never really, this could have easily been around time with the Flanders family or just Ned and Maude.
Yeah.
Like they don't care, they just want to use Ned.
They cut him loose, and it makes a lot more sense. You got to cut to the chase in the comic. There's no point in adding many additional characters for no good reason. Most of whom have no traits.
God forbid their fans get tired. That was it. That was the lot for that one.
That was it.
Picture.
It's a Christmas Eve. It's a Christmas card style Christmas Eve, and we see the two windows. On the left, we see the Flanders house with a very big painting of a very long eyelashed Maude looking down at the boys and Ned while they're happily reading the Bible. Angel on the tree, and beautiful Christmas messages all around, and the nativity that does not, I repeat, does not have El Cagagne there. But if we look next door, we've got Marge in the kitchen burning like she should be there, burning the ham, and Father Christmas falling off the roof, probably not the real one, on fire. Ned's next door. The ham pig is eating the presents. Bart is running away terrified with a present that says Homer on it. Homer is chasing after Bart. Maggie's squirting some Spider-Man juice at the tree, and Lisa is just sitting distressed, having the worst childhood of her life.
Watching the tree bear.
Oh yes, that would get your attention.
It certainly would. I don't know when this is from. All I know, I only found
Christmas?
this very recently. Well, yes, Christmas 3000. I only found this very recently, like a couple of weeks ago, and never seen it before that. So I think it might be one of those that it's in, like, when they release the Bongo collections and they have pictures intermittently between the stories. I feel like it may be one of those.
Yeah.
I like that her mouth has been squashed up to fit above that windowsill or that window frame.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's too squashed. It should be more. It should go down past the frame, but they squish it up so you get a whole face in it.
Something weird is going on with it. If you look here.
Yeah, the smallest bit of Maude hair at the bottom. So they've
Oh,
taken
that's what
the
it
time.
is. Yes, that's what it is.
And what's the other picture? The circular one.
It's very weird, kind of almost realistic kind of photograph of some Victorian children.
Yeah, it's not the Flanders, is it? It's
No,
not another one.
We didn't miss one inside this missed one.
No, all I can say is it's after 2007 because the pig's there.
Pig's
so
from
we
the
don't.
movie, right?
The pig is from the movie. Does whatever a spider pig does. Spider pig cast. It's nice that she's still just, they've made it so she is looking down on them, but not in a judgy way.
No, this is pre-Edna though, right? Post-Maude, pre-Edna.
I would hazard a guess to that, yeah.
Hmm.
It'd be kind of oddly disrespectful to Edna if Edna was around at this point to not have her be a part of things.
But it would be a nice Christmas card to get because it just juxtaposes just once again the two families and how, you know, the chaos is reigning in the Simpsons house while sweetness and light is happening just next door on Evergreen Terrace 666 or whatever
Yes,
number they live at.
in the widow's house.
The widow's house, yes.
I think it's beautifully drawn as well. I like the Flanders side seems to be less Simpsonsy.
Yes, the Todd is very cutie and a bit wacky.
Yeah, I like it. It seems kind of like a guest artist kind of setup.
I get the feeling that it's someone who really wants to draw proper pictures because they've got this picture in the background and then like the nativity is like, even though it's like a centimeter big, they've tried their best to get like some good details in and the rest of it they've just dashed out. It's like, yeah, I can draw the Simpsons.
Yeah, it's the Simpsons side seems more templatey, like especially the Homer. The Homer looks very kind of tapped out,
Oh yeah,
not mentally.
not
Maybe.
mentally. Speaking of which, maybe next week's got to be our tapped out episode,
Oh, yeah.
hasn't it?
25th, yes.
Which
So
will
I
be,
hope-
of course, after this probably. But anyway, all right.
Aye.
Anything more to add on the Christmas card?
No, it's just sweet, nice. The Flanders have more lights in their hedge.
They do, and they're working, and just everything generally just says it's better to be a Flander than a Simpson.
Exactly. Bad news for the Impson family.
That's
They
right.
can also trust their children around 3 candles.
Four
Not 4.
candles. That's too many. It's one too many. The end.
5 to 7 working weeks later.
Back. I'm back in Bong. I'm back in Bong. I'm back in a too late bongo. Back in Bong. I'm back in Bong. A too late bongo.
Neddy is talking to Demon Herd Todd. Tall Todd.
No. Right.
Tall Todd. Tall Rod. I was speaking in tongues. No, you were talking about Mommy. A Bongo Toolot. Vertigo Reno. Is this the Magdalena one? No, the Morgana one?
It is. There's a lot more stuff in it that was related to Maude that I simply just went for the Maude clips or images, if you will.
On a second dive into this Maude adjacent story. No, you were talking about Mommy. Woo, I was afraid I'd gone Pentecostal, says a worried Ned. Whereas then Toddy says, why were you calling Mommy's name? I thought I saw
I thought I saw a party cat. Just kidding. I am not the tweeting bird. I am gradually Poncho. No, please do carry on 1 hour into this bongo drag's cast. I'll just keep my fucking trap shut.
You saw your mom's favorite color, he says unconvincingly, but we know that he's actually seen her cousin Morgana. So hold on, I can't remember. It's a lookalike, right? In the story, it's an actual lookalike that drives away with Mo at the end. Is that right?
Yeah, within the story, there's no saying that she's related to Maude.
No, but she is.
Just things in his mind.
Losing
Which
his
we didn't
mind.
really discuss. We didn't discuss the mental health side of it.
Well, it's Vertigo though, isn't it? So we simply dismissed it as a Vertigo parody.
Yes, he simply thought it was a Vertigo parody.
I think I'm losing my mind this time. I think I'm losing my mind. I saw Maude today, clear as day, driving along the street. Let me ask you this, Ned, says Homer as he's spraying whipped cream into the back of his hair like some kind of fancy judge. Do sideburns work for me? I knew it was a mistake talking to you, says Ned. He's very angry, but Homer is too interested in spraying squirty cream onto his face as sideburns.
Neddy can't even be angry about this. It's annoying that he's angry. Like, get a friend.
Get a friend. Get a country singer.
Exactly. Don't just go next door to the guy you hate and think he's going to all of a sudden start giving you great advice. Go to the other side.
Go to the other side. She's on the other side. Send us to Maude.
Exactly.
Ka-ching. Send us
See
to
you in a
Morgana.
bar. Take us all to Morgana. Eat all of our shirts.
Then we
So,
get
yeah, it's a weird choice for him to even think, you know what, I'll go and talk to the guy that killed her.
I'll go and talk to the guy who killed her. He's going to be the voice of reason. Oh, he's spraying himself some new sideburns with whipped cream. And I thought this day couldn't get any worse.
Oh, he doesn't care about me and he never has. So,
Oh, Doe, and he murdered my wife.
Yeah.
So then we cut away, and I guess it's a very strange Homer with no teeth, in silhouette form with Lenny and Carl. Lenny actual black, Carl also black in this No, Lenny actual black, Carl actual black, because they're just silhouettes. My wife died a while back. Don't you know if you're hold on, that's Neddy? It is Neddy, isn't it? It's very strange. My wife died a while back. I don't know if you remember that. Sure do. I got a t-shirt that day, says Lenny, revealing things we've never heard before. Well, I thought I was over the grief period, and then we reveal like that was just for design purposes, or was there supposed to be some kind of reveal? Because now Barney's there. But the other day I thought I saw Maude. Maude? Like a ghost? No. Like a zombie, said Barney. No. Like a sexier robot sent from the future. Now that's the twist. I don't think so. He's talking to these guys who he has literally no connection with, who we never have a conversation with. And he's telling them about seeing his dead wife.
One of my favourite bits is Carl name dropping it. Like, you saw Maude?
Oh, I know your wife.
Who are you talking? Who are you talking about? But Carl and Maude were friends, so this fits into our story like a neat glove.
Like a neat glove.
I think it was just choice for the first panel to be silhouettes. It's a good choice. I just don't know what it, if it's specifically referencing something. Is there a lot of shadow play in Vertigo? I can't remember.
Maybe, but you know what?
The silhouette thing is a thing, isn't it?
Well, you know what? You got that guy, Jack. Is his name Jack Teague, who drew that comic?
From Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, who drew that Super Simpsons comic that I got you for your birthday?
Oh, yes. That beautiful comic that we will delve into at some point, probably.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, you're thinking about Captain Jack Sparrow.
I'm
talking about unofficial Simpsons comic by the Jack Teagle store. So Jack Teagle, very nicely, because I messed up your order. He very nicely sent you a drawing of Maude, didn't he?
He did, and it's beautiful. And before the end of our series, it will be added to the Maude Art Canon t-shirt.
But my point is he does lots of other drawings, and one of the drawings I'd like to highlight, I believe, is called The Crying Man, and it's beautiful, and it's a silhouette of a man with tears all down his face. So there you go, the Jack Teagle store.
It's very mother of baby Bigfoot.
Exactly, and an actual sponsor, but not a sponsor, because he didn't give us any sponsorship. But we gave him money, but he gave you that brilliant drawing of Maude. So thank you, Jack. Oh, yeah. And go to his shop and buy all the product.
Precisely. I'm assuming he had some sort of base knowledge of me or what the gift was in that he drew Maude.
So what happened is I messed up the order, and he was very kind and said, "Oh, well, that's okay." And as a kind of like, because the order eventually got sent back to him, he was very kind, and he sent an additional drawing, because at the time I think he'd asked, "Do I still want the drawing? Do I still want the comic?" And I was like, "Yes," because my brother's well into like the Simpsons, and we do a Maude Flanders podcast together, and so that was enough. That was nice. The clue. That was the clue he needed.
It's good that he took the clue. I think it's a beautiful piece of art, and I like that it's possibly the only unique to the Maudecast art that's ever been created outside of things that I've done.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic.
So.
Anyway, on with the show. Oh yeah, very good. How about we go on now to the next bit where Neddy's now talking to Mo. He's in Mo's bar. I mean, I actually saw her in a car driving. What? Hold the phone. Maude's alive, says Mo. I think it's Maude's double. Maude had a double you ain't married to? You got a phone number? He's on her in a second, is Dirty Mo.
As he said he would be at the funeral, at the wake. He was on her so fast. It's great. It's good setting up the end. I like that. When we looked at it, it was way more random that Mo turned up.
Yes.
Like he just turned up ready for her in a car. So at least there was a bit of setup. Even in the Bongo world, they were like, well, Mo has to know about it then. Yes. Which is probably why this entire scene's happening. Like, that's why, instead of going to his only friend, Reverend Lovejoy, or even failing that, anybody else in town, they were like, let's send him to Mo's and have him talk.
Send us all to Mo's.
Exactly. He taught our shirts. That's basically, that's it. They're saying the name Maude.
They are. And Mo is now, he's spied his chance. And do you think I should? I think we've missed a bit where they're trying to persuade, Homer seems to have appeared and is trying to persuade Ned to go after Morgana, this fake Maude. But Mo's having none of it. He says, stay out of this, rummy, which is an old movie phrase for clown. And
Yes, I think Mo says rummy quite a lot. I do like that.
yeah, and so then we cut to the barflies, all of the barflies, Sam the barfly, Barney, Lenny, Carl, that's it, all of them. I saw this movie in a movie once, says Carl. A guy clones his wife, right? Says Lenny, once again, ridiculous. And she turns into a talking dog with Nick Nolte's voice. Ooh, different universes.
It's a very Maude panel, really. Maude in the sense of us, not in the
Yes,
sense of the character.
in the sense of her.
Not only do you have Sam the Barfly, the best friend
Only.
of nobody,
I said
yes,
nobody.
the only surviving Barfly, and there was never any others.
The only ever existing barfly.
Exactly. There was no Larry Dalrymple, and there never was. Shutter.
There will be Shutter Island.
And then a Nolte reference, just for a nice little throwback to DU.
DUI.
Project that's possibly never come up before.
Yeah, well, there you go. Doesn't exist. But Homer continues, he persists, and Ned's like, I'll do it. I'll find Maude's model ganger. And Homer says, and I'll help settle up the tab, okay? Wow. No, I was here first, Mo possibly says. So
yeah, good go back. Yeah.
Not if I find her first.
She's terrifying. Yeah, I couldn't really see what that says. I thought it said I had to find her fast. Creepy, and also very presumptuous from both of them.
All of them, right?
Well, that's where the story flips on its head later, that she's not interested in. Even off panel, the story continues, and that she is already married to a man named Bogdan Geltz, who later dies, and she remarried through Chengi. So it's not even like either of these people had a Mo, the business owner of a dingy little Springfield tavern, going up against the former chairman of Sinopec.
He didn't have a Bogdan's chance. He didn't have a Bogdan's chance in heck. He didn't have a Nanook's chance in the North Pole.
Exactly, Nanook Huntington. Exactly. So yeah, a good pemming and skemming Ned as well, as he's possibly. I wonder if they do that eye thing. It's kind of Kubrick-esque, but it seems more attached to fantasizing or daydreaming within Bongo World. It's like the implication that he's out of it, but in like a nice way.
Yeah, he's looking at the sky. But Kubrick didn't do Vertigo. That was Hitchcock, of course.
I agree. But the eye thing is a trademark, isn't it, when he wants someone to look as wacky as pops.
The shinning. Nicholson's doing the upwards pem and skem all the way through that film.
Aye, Full Metal Jacket.
Oh yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Kingpin does it, doesn't he, before he does himself in?
He does. There's all kinds of looking up.
This is the same time of day when I saw her yesterday. They're back at the Shakes, and this cafe never mentioned, obviously, before or after, but would have been a delightful place to have them hang out as an alternative to the to Moe's, right? To have a little cafe, where they could have hung out and drank milkshake.
Yeah, and seeing as it's American, that would have been more appropriate. It's way more British for the sort of collectors. Well, it's just because of Homer. But yeah, to have a pub in general or a bar in that kind of setup is very British, really, isn't it, when you think about it?
Well, only if you ignore the fact that the biggest sitcom, other than The Cosby Show...
I will ignore that.
Prior to The Simpsons was
spin-off only.
Set in a bar. But yes, having the kids or the non-drinking members hanging out in a friends style cafe, it's only coffee, it's not love.
Exactly.
But anyway, this is the same time of day I saw yesterday. She either works near here or lives near here, right? We never established that, but sure. Says Homer, knee deep in his shake. Keep your peepers peeled, Homer. Sing out if you spot her here. Ooh, but he's 10 sheets to the wind, knee deep in milkshake. There she is. I'm sorry, Ned. He's looking the other way comedically. Oh, that's quite a good panel, isn't it, with Homer with the binoculars? Is that the front cover of the comic as well?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think I just feel like I've seen that, but it's good anyway. He's got a bit of Frink a maniac going on there. Oh no, Dr. Demento. Who's the bad guy? Who's the kind of is that his name?
Colossus.
That's Colossus. Yes.
I see that. Yes, I see.
And but Homer comedically is not looking in the right direction, and instead he's seeing Agnes Skinner driving. She's really let herself go. I'd love it. I'd love an Agnes Skinner spin-off.
We call it a skin-off.
Yes. No skin off my Agnes.
That would be fantastic. An Agnes and Mo episode would be a treat for us all.
It would, wouldn't it?
But they did the Agnes and comic book guy thing, which is essentially the same idea.
Right.
Yeah, I like this. This is so close to genuine humor. It's scraping it's really scraping the sides of what humor is. So I do quite like this. He's not, and he also knows Agnes.
It's
So
fruit.
I just like that it's it is.
It's fruit that's
It's
so low hanging. It's essentially you have to bend down to scoop it up.
It's fruit so low hanging. It's a potato in the ground.
Exactly. Keep your eyes on her. I don't want to lose sight. I'm guessing we've skipped forward to them actually finding Morgana at this person, and now that they're not actually just trailing Skinner. No problemo, Ned. She'd be hard to miss with that giant ant in her cab. That ant is on the windshield, Homer. And they're going in to buy more. She's pulling into the buy more, he says.
Seymour. Yes. From the other side of this, from the side of Morgana Huntington, this is a story about three men who simply see her. Sorry, one man, and then that leads to two other men becoming involved. Who simply see her driving one day and then just follow her for the rest. Like the idea that she might live around there or work there is insane as well. That might be the only time she's ever driven down that road in her life. You've got nothing to base that on, Ned, but I get that you're in a bongo, so it's probably true.
Well, guess, but he's not wrong because she shows up almost immediately. So, unless
He's
she
not
is,
bongo.
he's not wrong though. He's bongo. And I would say that he is justified to some degree with her looking identical to his deceased wife, like in the movie Vertigo.
Precisely. He's not Hevo, he's my bongo. It's a good choice. Like, this is one of the very few bongos that could have very easily been a full episode of the Simpsons TV show.
But
Like,
with just maybe 20, maybe 14 or 15 minutes of padding would have.
Well, yes, but that padding would have padded. Surely we would have seen a Maude in that padding. I just think this has a good potential to actually be an episode, even though it's
I agree.
A pre-existing movie.
I agree. I think it's a good one. They could have spun it to a very mild treehouse of horror, but they could have also just done it straight up. Well, how about introducing yourself now? They've stopped, and you mean like, hello, you're the spitting image of my dead wife. Sarcasm like that hurts, says Homer.
I'll stop you there because the rest of it continues on from the past. We're basically cutting in between the bits we've already looked at here, which is confusing. So I believe he goes in and sees her stealing, and then he kicks him and gets in the car.
Oh, yes, he kicks him in the nuts, right? I'd forgotten that that happened.
That's why it escalates between these two panels. But his attitude's quite bad here to say that what else is he going to do in this situation? That he's the one who's tracked her. Like, he hasn't been in the car with Homer. And Homer's like, surprise, guess who we found? So it's just weird that he got there and he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Just say, you look like my dead wife. What were you planning on doing? You drove us here, jackass.
Yeah, there's not a really well thought out plan, is it? And even that line, it's not going to get any very far, to be honest, is it?
No, not at all.
Anyway, we skip forward, and I guess Morgana is now leaping into the back of a purple car, I repeat, and saying, we'll be like Thelma and Louise, Maude. Just hit the gas, monkey face, she says, because obviously Mo has turned up to save her. Do I feel like a silly Willy thinking anyone could replace Maude? Be Arthur? Were just in time.
And I just bushed myself then with confusion briefly. Like, that's very weird. And I realised that it's not.
It's not. The Arthur is the most common Maude in America.
Yes.
Well, I guess that was
for the purpose of our storylines.
Well, I guess there was a reason for all of this. Maybe this will set the carbon copy Maude on a path to a better life. You said it, handsome stranger. Why is Homer all messed up? What, did she hit him with a baseball bat or something?
I can't remember. I think she falls over. She falls over him, doesn't she? And then kicks Ned. But Homer does
kicks Ned in the nuts, right? Like 6 times.
But then I'm sure she also falls over. But it's, again, for a man who's fallen in a gorge twice, and the boxing episode where they specifically say his head can take a beating.
That was the old days.
Yes, this is quite a brazen reboot of that idea. or redo, should I say?
They depowered him to be just the right power level for the powers they need.
Precisely. And if this was my comic, I would have firmly established that she's some kind of tulpa.
Oh, I don't know. I think I like the fact that she's simply a cousin lookalike, a cousin.
A cousin. Yeah, I would have had her simply just drive back into the Twin Peaks Lodge.
Still time.
Just for my own personal and clearly with Bongo, you can do things for your own personal amusement.
Oh,
as a writer,
very much so.
Probably full of inside references to like just the mates.
Oh yeah,
all the stuff
absolutely.
you don't get is probably just an inside joke from somebody's childhood.
Most of it we get, though, to be honest, most of the Bongo is just poor humor, not some kind of weird in joke.
In the defense of the Bongo, it's probably way easier to understand than the Maudecast.
Oh, they don't have the layers. They don't have the subtext. Anyway.
Oh, look where we are.
Well, where we are? We're outside Beau's bar. Oh, lively and slightly rundown watering on the outskirts of Springfield Township, Springfield Bongship. The neon signs flickering. And who's there? Who are those ones? That's Splash, Dolph, and Larry, according to my wizard book. Thanks, Anton Ouija Bag.
Thanks, Anton. Yeah, I thought it was those guys. Splash seems to be surrounded by several rats, each wearing tiny hats, and Dolph is in a wheelchair, holding a drink with a straw, which is relevant for some reason. And Larry's having a proper laugh. Larry the laugh. He's slapping the table. I get it.
All right, we got some answers here. These guys might know something about Bongo Maude.
They don't look like the answer types. I mean, Splash has got rats wearing hats.
Most people let rodents write their books.
Just for subtext, Ralph Tonks writes books about rats, right? And I guess this must be the Bongo version of Ralph Tonks.
I think that's what's happening.
Sometimes the key to knowledge is rather small and furry.
Rude. The groups, well, let's walk over to the table. Splash is waving us down with a broad grin. Now the rats have scattered everywhere. Gang's back together. What's up, you lot? You come to help me with my whole rat conspiracy. I've got rats ready to infiltrate Sprongfold's underground. But it's a rat race, folks, and Splash is winning as usual.
I thought you were Welsh, Barry, or a Cockney.
My name's Larry.
I usually just rat fish, not lasses. But hey, who needs the real world when you got a drink in your hand? I'm Dolph Tonks.
It's dark, and you sit down across from Splash. Try to keep it serious though if you can. It's imperative that you keep it serious.
Splash, if that is your name. We need to find Maude. She's about to marry Ned, Bongo Ned, and we need to stop it before it's too late.
Maude! The lassie of me dreams. You know, back in the day we had quite a bit of fun together killing rats, ratting kills. But you know what they say, when it comes to love, rats have a better understanding of loyalty than most people. What? I thought we were talking about Maude here, not rats. No, you've got to listen. The rats, right? They've been keeping an eye on things. They know, they're a bit like the mice from the Salt Circle. And I know how to throw a party to get things going, but don't tell anyone.
Not here for rat gossip. I'm here for answers, not vermin tales.
Dolph's clearly feeling the effects of too many drinks. He's wheeling around in circles. Splash is trying to steady him. Right, Maude, marriage, sure. But listen, there's something else, something bigger at play here. I can't quite put my finger on it. But maybe it's time to get the rats involved. Maybe they can sniff out the truth.
You'll find more than you expect. The rats know many things, but can they speak?
I'll tell you what I know. This party needs another round of shots.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, listen, let's just take a little break to talk about some Maude art, which I don't think we've seen before. But here is one. Can you describe that for the good people?
We're doing the art before the rest of the content.
We've done the rest of the content. The rest of the content's like a completely different Bongo episode.
Oh yes, of course.
There's loads more Bongos.
This is going to be in it.
Absolutely.
A 4-weeker, isn't it? We will be returning to the Bongo world at some point before the end. Possibly next time. Possibly not.
No, not.
We will return to it before the day is done, and also those clips that just keep on coming.
Here come the hot stepper. All right, what can we see here?
Some kind of, it's beautiful, but it kind of looks like Kathy Griffin with a purple mustache with a brownish Maude wig and Ned-like glasses. Is how I would describe it, and kind of looking fearful. As calling it Maude art might be a stretch without the
that was
context.
my point was, would you consider this Maude art?
Is it supposed to be an image of Maud Flanders?
It says AI generated Maud Flanders, so I don't even know what it is from Neural Love.
Well, technically, yes. Then, if the phrase Maud Flanders has been used in some way, then I will consider it Maud art.
Then here is another one for you. But tell me more about this Maud Flanders art.
It is, yeah, it's just a culmination of several things that clearly an AI has connected to the words Maud and Flanders.
Well,
possibly the her has come from.
Well, that's better than that one, isn't it?
It is.
All right, moving on. What about this one?
The her might be from the B. Arthur Maud. Was my only other point about that.
Oh, could be. It's hard to say. It's much more Ned Flandersy than Maud. Here's another one. It's kind of dipping slightly into the Maud After Dark that we try and avoid, but it hasn't gone full on gonk.
Oh yeah, this looks like, is he called Bill Plimpton?
Oh, it's hard to say. Cut his name off by accident.
I think there's a guy he did the DVD art for season. He's done a couch gag, and he did the DVD art for the last DVD that came out for The Simpsons.
Oh wow, okay, so he's legit.
Yeah, and it looks very much like that. Let me see if I can find you
Bill Plimpton.
Yeah, just have a look at his.
It's Bill Simpson.
Imagery. That's the one. I think I mean Maud Flanders.
No. That's the style is not massively dissimilar, but it is different enough. This is more like a poster paint kind of thing of, I guess, like Marge is wide awake and they're somehow dreaming of Maud's big head kind of towering over her, and she's at Maud's grave and she's falling with all the hot dogs around, and then they're having a good old smooch. As is the internet's want.
Well, here's the way that I took this as an art entrepreneur, owner of 3 pieces of Maud art now.
Yes.
Homer and Marge are asleep while Marge is lying awake in bed at night thinking about her best friend Maud.
Yeah.
The above image seems to be a what if I fell and Maud watched me fall.
Right.
Is what I'm taking from that. But Maud's head is very like omnipotent, post-human god kind of figure that Marge sees her now as, that she has passed.
Yeah.
It's not simply a human Maud watching Marge fall. It is this new form of ethereal Maud watching Marge. I particularly like that the shoes are off in a very Maud way. Like, that is supposed to be Marge falling from a stadium, I believe.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And also then, the Marge sat at the grave is possibly real. Possibly her thinking about a real memory.
Yeah.
Looking super sad, and I like that Marge has very little detail, but it's quite clearly Marge.
Oh, yeah.
That's how easy it is to acknowledge. His original goal of making them very easily recognisable worked, to be honest.
As silhouettes, right? They're supposed to be able to recognise any character as a silhouette from the original set. Yeah.
Indeed. And then I believe the Maude and Margie kissing bit might be Homer's dream.
That makes sense. That's a bit racy, isn't it?
It is, and it's more showing both of the thoughts about Maude as opposed to all of this being Margie's thoughts about Maude.
Oh, I like that interpretation. I don't necessarily buy it. I like it.
I have already bought. It is paid for.
Sold it.
Now let's try and stop this map.
Let's try and stop this map. The Pentecost Church. Oh my goodness! All right, come on, people. Come on. What's your names? Smash and Dash and Larry. Let's go a little bit. Oh, I've had a few now, but it's there's the Pentecost Church. It says Pentecost Ministries, where the unconventional finds its path.
Good. The doors have crooked open. Let's just hesitantly step inside. There's a strange silence in here. There's an odd atmosphere. There's something going on with the pews, I think. There's an altar adorned with peculiar artifacts and the faint smell of incense.
I'm sorry.
I beg your pardon.
I thought we were looking for Maude, not whatever this place is.
Yeah, this place smells like... I don't even know what that smell is, man. It's incense.
There's something off about this place. It feels like everything is watching me. In every corner, in every shadow, the past waits, lads.
Oh, look, someone's there in pastor attire. What could his name possibly be? I wonder if it's something new and creative. I am J. Vernon Splash. Welcome, Seekers. Welcome to the House of Enlightenment. Here all your questions are answered, but be prepared for the truth may be unconventional. Oh, hi, Nell. That's my wife. What are you talking about? We're looking for Maude. Not some spiritual whatever this is. Who's Nell? Maude? Yes, I've seen her in the winds of fate. She is caught between the past and the future. Fire walk with me. The choices she faces, the ones you must stop. Only time can reveal the consequences. Rest in peace, David Lynch.
I don't need your bloody riddles, just tell me where effing Maude is. Preacher man.
Shut up. I'm ignoring you. The time is not answers for not ripe yet. First you not must understand what you seek. Can not one truly not stop fate, or do you only delay inevitable? What? I don't think I can handle any more cryptic bullshit. This is a waste of time. Let's go. Oh, there's another one. It's J. Vernon Dalf.
Hey, Vernon Dalf, welcome to the Judgmental Hour, folks. Today's podcast is a doozy. We're talking about Maude Flanders, a woman on the brink of the ultimate decision to marry or not marry. It's an ancient question, Ned Flanders, and we'll dive deep into it after this break. What is this, a podcast about a wedding? What about finding Maude? The podcast of fate is louder than the footsteps of time.
Everything feels like a strange fever dream. J. Vernon Dalf is still rambling about his podcast and how important the episode will be. Sweet man looks like he's done.
This is ridiculous. We came here for answers, not to listen to some weirdo who is a version of another version of a version talk about podcasts. Do you know what your podcasts are?
Exactly. Yeah, man. Sweet man. I'm done. Let's get out of here. Let's just go. Let's just leave without any answers.
Oh my goodness. Do we have time for a diary while we're plodding through the streets?
We do. It's been a while since we opened this diary.
It has. It's been ages.
I can't even settle on a page. Dear diary, it's close to Christmas and things have been going wonderfully. Everybody is set for Christmas. We have all the tats up that we have to put up to say that we are, part of the neighbourhood. That seems more like Neddy's thing. I never really been that into Christmas decorations on screen, but Neddy seems to kind of like them, kind of always be around them at Christmas. But everything was fine. We had all of our... I asked for a camera, so let's see what Santa Jesus brings. Hopefully that will be... I believe in something called Santa Jesus, by the way. But hopefully that will be something that I get. And everything was wrapped, everything was ready. And then out of nowhere, the boys, my sweet, sweet boys, came to me and said, Maude, we want a pony. I was like, what are you talking... like a toy pony? And they're like, no, we want a real pony. And you said we'd been so good this year that we could have whatever we wanted. And I did say that, but I was banking on them being dull. As usual, Todd's happy with a stuffed animal and a butt, and Rod's happy with his insulin. Just wrap it up in a nice little box, in a little bag, like a bag of fluid for him. And maybe a sugarless cookie, and then a sugar cookie to balance it out when it's Christmas. But a pony, diary, the heck am I supposed to do now? So I have been in touch with, do you remember Louis, the Matthew man? He is, whenever I have some kind of panic, I know that he will know somebody. So I went to see Louis, and he said, oh, do you know my friend Johnny Tightlip? He actually owns a small ranch, and if you want a pony, Maude gets a pony. And I was like, oh, thanks, Louis. It's nice that we're so platonically friends now, but you still have my back. Can you get me a pony that won't shit all over my house? And Louis basically said no dice. So we got them a pony for the day to rent, and it's we made them play rock paper scissors for the feces duty, and then Rod lost. But we thought it would be unfair, so we're just going to make them both do it before Christmas dinner. Goodbye, diary, Merry Christmas, etc. I hope Santa Jesus comes and visits you too.
Very nice.
Make sure you leave out a plate of
black coffee,
celery and black coffee for him, and also he won't be visiting Helen this year because, quite frankly, she's a bitch, diary. Goodbye.
Well, it seems like a fun time was had by all with that little pony tooting and parping all over everywhere. But that's just another wacky day in the Flanders Goodman household.
Exactly, just another wacky day.
But enough about that. We're still reeling from the bizarre encounters at the church and the bar, and it's time to head into the Goodman family home. Although we hear Dory Woodwoman Goodman at the kitchen table, she seems to be staring blankly at a plate of mashed potatoes. Dory Woodwoman, we need your help. We're looking for Maude. Can you point us in the right direction?
Looking for Maude, huh? You know, she was always the favourite, always the perfect little angel. But don't think for a second that I'll just hand you the answers. You got to earn 'em, boys. We don't have time for games, Flawed Manders. Just tell us where she is. Games? I don't play games. But if you want something from me, you'll need to deal with my brothers first. They're probably called Floof and Smoosh. They're in the garage. And trust me, you won't get anything from me until you've earned it. Now, go into the garage and fight my brothers. Alright, let's go. Inside this garage, there seems to be Hona Woodwoman Goodman's old recliner, a stack of macaroni boxes, and Barrett Woodwoman Goodman, who is quietly packing up mac and cheese samples into boxes.
You're here for Dory Woodwoman, aren't you?
Yes, we need. Yes, you didn't even look up. Yeah, we are. We need information. Maude's about to marry Ned Flanders, Bongo Ned Flanders, and we need to stop it. I'm not much for talking about people's personal business, but Dory Woodwoman doesn't like being bothered with that stuff either. Is there a reason why you want Maude to not marry Ned?
We don't have time for this. We need answers.
Oh my goodness, so what's that strange sound and laughter? Hona Woodwoman's Goodman's ghostly figure? Both chaotic and unpredictable?
Oh, this is rich. You want help from me? I've been dead for years. What do you think you'll get from an old ghost like me?
We're not looking for ghosts. We need someone alive who can help us.
Don't mind him. Hona Woodwoman's been like that for as long as I can remember. He'll pop up when you least expect it, like some kind of cosmic joke.
Cosmic joke? Ha, who needs to help when everything's just a joke in the end? Hona Woodwoman's right, Goodman. Don't you expect to get anything from us unless you're ready to face the truth, bitches. Maude's life doesn't belong to you. It's her path, not yours.
Alright, so you're not going to help us?
Are you listening? You not listen to what I've just said? I told you to deal with my brothers first. If you want to play in this twisted game, you've got to show you're worthy of what comes next. Frankly, I don't even think you'll get past the mac and cheese factory. This is ridiculous.
Fine, but I'll be damned if I'm leaving here without getting something useful. Too useful for bad town and too bad for useful town.
Woodwoman for Goodman Town. The truth is not always something you want to hear. Maude made her choices. We all have our parts to play. If you can't understand that, you won't get far. You won't even get past the mac and cheese factory.
Frustration is mounting, but there's nothing we can do here. The Goodmans are offering nothing but cryptic nonsense. Once again, we are no closer to stopping Bongo Maude's marriage. Shall we finish with a song?
Let's. Now we've visited 7 different people who've just simply spouted nonsense and taken us no further on our journey.
That's Bongo. That's Bongo for you. We're speaking in tongues.
I've gone Pentecostal.
Oh, Mommy's favourite colour.
I saw Maude today, clear as day.
Do you think sideburns work for me?
It was a mistake talking to you, neighbour who killed my wife.
And every character in this episode.
And everybody else.
Like a sexy robot from the future.
Maude's alive.
Give me her phone number.
Do you think I should?
I saw this in a movie from
With Nick Notty's voice.
With Nick Notty's voice.
Now I'll find her first.
Coming in the sky.
She either works here or lives here. She's a great.
Keep your peepers peeled, Bone.
What an ending. Oh, I'm sorry, Ned.
And more.
Just hit the gas, monkey face.
Go be after work.
A better life.
You said it, handsome. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah. And the last stop on our call is the hydroelectric plant, and it seems like it's being run by Lady Don Bacon. The energy here is palpable. The workers here are as eccentric as the characters we've encountered. The unmistakable handmobile drives past, its oversized face of Lady Don Bacon grinning in the front of the van. We can't find any answers. I'm seriously going to lose it.
I like that Lady Don Bacon didn't even bother changing the name on his van. I don't know, man. Sweet man. Something tells me we're not going to get anything straightforward this episode or the next. Or the one after that. We'll watch as the handmobile has screeched to a halt Oh, look, it's Lady Don Bacon, bizarre and enthusiastic as ever, wearing a cape and holding a sunflower. His dynamic legs seem to catch everyone's attention as he walks towards them. Simply dynamic or
Dynamic
dynamite?
might. Dynamic might. Ah, my friends, you made it. I thought you'd have to race to the gates, but here you are. Welcome to the hydroelectric plant. I'm Lady Don Bacon. Yeah, we can see that. It's obvious. Look, we're just here to find Bongo Maude. Have you seen her? Oh, Maude, you say? She's a fascinating character. But before we talk about her, did you know that this plant has dynamite legs? That's right, I've engineered it. You see, we're not just making water energy here. We're creating dynamism in all its forms.
What are you talking about? What does that even mean?
It means, stranger, you can't stop a force once it's in motion. Now what can I do for you? Need some energy? I can hook you up with some serious sunflower power.
Oh, look, his wife's here. She's looking as passive-aggressive as ever. Oh, she's just rolled her eyes at us.
Is it Karen like Joy Bacon?
It is. Oh, great. More people. Honestly, this town is full of them. You're looking for Maude. I'm sure she's off somewhere with some ridiculous idea about this. It's supposed to be American. But love and fate, you will have a better chance getting something out of my husband.
We're seriously running out of time, Helen.
Karen.
Sorry, Karen.
Karen.
We need Maude's whereabouts. Do you know anything?
No, I don't. But if you really need help, you can try asking Little Bacon. He's probably causing trouble somewhere in the ocean or in some chocolate river. He's exactly the same as his counterpart. No differences whatsoever. Who knows? Ask him about her, though. He might know, or maybe he'll just fart all over you. What was that? Did you hear that bloop from the side? Oh, look, it's Little Bacon. He's holding a bouquet of sunflowers in one hand, and the other hand he's got a hedgehog.
You want to find Maude? I know everything, but why would I tell you? I'm too busy being the king of Hamlantis right now.
I'm going to assume I'm still Lady Oh no, now I'm just telling Anne Basket happened from the real world version. Can you two ever get along? I swear you're worse than the tribals I had to deal with in the jungle.
I'm sorry.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
We've got enough chaos with your submersible. You kids just need to focus on one thing.
Now, Helen, we can't just force him to do anything. If Little Bacon wants to help, you can't stop him when he's on the sausage roll.
Is anyone actually going to help us? Or are we going to just stand here listening to this circus?
Lady Don, do you know where Maude is, Bongo Maude? Please tell us. Well, I did have a race with Maude a while ago, and we tied. After that, we shared the managerial role here at the plant. But I think she was called away for something bigger. If you need to find her, you'll have to track her down to the next race. She always seems to be heading somewhere with a deadline. The race is the answer.
That's a long way of saying no. Just don't ask me for any more help. Something about bacon.
Just be careful, boys. Things get wild around here. One moment you're racing, the next moment you're swimming with dolphins in a chocolate river. Have fun with that.
Let's just leave.
All right. Exhausted, let's drive away from Spring Township. We failed to get any useful answers from the hydroelectric plant, and our search for Maude has failed. The bizarre marriage plot. So Bongo Maude is almost certainly going to get married to Bongo Ned. We didn't even find her in the end. The tension is palpable. I can't believe we came all this way for this. No answers, no Maude, just bongo weirdos and wild goose chases.
At least it's over. I'm done. Let's just go. Let's just get out of here. Let's cross the town limits. The entire town is gathered at the edge of Springfield, cheering us on for some reason. We met like 4 of them. Look who it is. Look, it's look behind them bushes. Look, it's Maude, Bongo Maude. Everybody's clapping and cheering and waving, somehow completely oblivious to some stranger's frustrations. Well. Look who finally figured it out. Goodbye, my dear travellers. You did good. You really did. What?
Adios, stranger Enos. Don't let the door hit you on the doodly-oodly way out.
Oh, look, everybody, the entire town. Ralph, Honor, Woodwoman, Goodman's kid, Story, Woodwoman, Goodman, with a nuclear power plant Russia, and even Lady Don Bacon and Bacon, still wearing his cape, cheering and celebrating as the strangers drive away in confusion.
I'm not sure I can even Bongo process this anymore.
I think it's just drive and don't look back.
The car speeds off into the distance, leaving Springfield, Bongo Springfold behind, Springfold Township behind, Bongship behind. The cheers from the towns grow faint as they drive away. The surreal image of Maude in the bushes waving as engines retreat. The sound of the towns clapping and cheering reverberates through the air as the camera pans back, showing the strange and quirky characters standing in their perfect chaotic harmony. And so, Our travellers leave Springfield Township with little to show for their efforts, but a handful of strange memories and a deeper understanding that in this town, Springfield Bongship, the only thing more confusing than Maude marriage is the madness of the Maudeness of the people who live there. Sometimes the quest is less about answers and more about becoming more a part of the Maudeness. Ha 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 ha.
Better luck ha 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 ha. Better luck next time, you were so close. It's funny that if someone were to listen to like when we were doing season 5 of the Maudecast and we were in a space casino, I'm thinking like that's a bit wacky. In comparison to being in this alternate version of an alternate comic world, tracking down a Maude that doesn't even matter and meeting 9 to 10 characters we've never met before, etc.
It's fun! Very rest! It's fun! Every rest, Emperor Excellent! It's fun! Every rest, Emperor Excellent! It's fun! It's fun!
It is fun. The end.
It's fun. Screaming, it's fun.